Hello everybody, Darren here, and as people may already know, I stream 3 times per week, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays over on twitch.tv/Republic of Play for pretty much the entire day. And during those long streams, news often breaks about different subjects, and people ask me what I think of them. These are the kind of topics I wouldn't otherwise be making a full video on, but editing the streams down to get my thoughts out on a topic was really well received last time. So, I'm back again with another stream edit, this time talking about my thoughts on Three Kingdoms stopping its development and beginning a new project. If you've already seen the announcement, you can probably skip the first minute after this, but I left it in just to give context for people who don't know. As always, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you like this format for more topical videos. Roll the clip! The future of Total War Three Kingdoms.
It's been 2 years since
Sorry, I thought that was the game soundtrack for a second. Jack Lusted.
the release of Total War Three Kingdoms, and what a journey it's been.
With each of our 7 DLC releases, it's been a real pleasure to watch this game's loyal community blossom.
And in that time, we've been able to see you do what you do best, wage total war. All our players from over 200...
It's time to talk about the future of Three Kingdoms. With the release of Fates Divided, we've completed our content for Total War Three Kingdoms. It's now time to turn our attention to a new project in this amazing historic tale.
Has transitioned into pre-production for our next entry in the Three Kingdom universe, giving us a fresh opportunity to build on this incredible world. There are so many stories to tell, and we are so excited to be able to continue the journey with you. We'll share more of our direction and scope when we are able, but for now, we're happy to tell you that we are increasing our focus on the novel's rich cast of the characters and their individual and unique narratives, taking the core of what makes Three Kingdoms so special and pushing it further.
As always, thank you so much for your support. Our community team will continue to share your feedback with us from our forums with the development team as we plot out the next exciting installment of Total War Three Kingdoms.
But before we go, today we've released a substantial patch for Total War Three Kingdoms with details on our Total War blog and our Bilibili blog as well.
As always, thank you very much for your support. 我们将会推陈出新 to farewell the old and bring in the new. Thank you.
That's a confusing video. So we're done with Three Kingdoms, but we're making more Three Kingdoms content with... My assumption is not Three Kingdoms 2, but it's like a saga title that's Three Kingdoms. Like a sort of a standalone follow-up. Sort of like a Fall of Samurai. I don't know though. Maybe they will just do Three Kingdoms 2. If they're using the original cast of characters, that's a tough sell, isn't it? If it's like focused on the same stuff. That's really weird. Yeah, I'm assuming that... I mean, they said this isn't the next historical game, so I wouldn't get too bent out of shape about it. They just seem to be trying to develop a smaller team. See, the thing is, Jack needs his own game. He's a game director. He's not on the next historical game. So I guess he's making the next Three Kingdoms game. So my guess is it's a saga. Kind of like a saga game. Anyway, we've completed our content for Three Kingdoms. We looked at that already. So is this comment highlighted? It's the one from Grace, is it? This is an example of something I've talked about before as to one of the reasons we stopped what the teams are working on. Development is subject to change and plans do change all the time. If we do try and be transparent with our timeline, we open ourselves up to accusations like these. Like what? What is she replying to? How do I see that? Again, the majority of you are not like this, so please don't take this as a general comment, but this is something that's taken into account internally, and something I thought I'd point out here. Okay? What is she replying to? What's the negativity? Is there a real big negativity to this or something? It's all the fuss. Basically, they said they're stopping development of Three Kingdoms, and they're going to make Three Kingdoms 2, or some sort of spin-off Three Kingdoms game with the same stuff. The map update... Oh, sorry. So, the original post is saying that the second expansion pack DLC that will focus on building out the north of the map, but that never happened. So I guess people are just saying like, oh, these two things never happened, you know? And that's like a complaint. Oh, right. Sorry, I didn't even realize. It's LOL. I thought they were just quoting the whole thing. I didn't read it properly. Sorry, my bad. A new game? Yeah, they basically... Here's what they've said. They said that we're making an internal team that's going to be an internal historical team. Not the same team as the one that's making the next historical game. That's going to make another Three Kingdoms title using the same characters and stuff. I mean, the reality is, like, yeah, that's not good for consumers. People want to hear that the game that they bought is going to get fleshed out. Who wants to hear that the game is going to have the same characters and it's going to be a different game? People just want their own game to have more stuff. So I do get that. Well, I guess I don't have any more to say on it than that. I do get that. I get that. And I understand they want to call out, like, well, you said you would do this. And then Grace is saying, like, well, it's an example of something I talked before. It's like, yeah, you open yourself up to accusations like these. Because you know what? When you say that we're going to add content, some people might be like, you know what? I'm going to support the game then. So you got to follow through. If you're going to say that you're going to do something, you can't then be like, lol, JK, we're actually going to make a different game. With all the same assets and stuff from a smaller team. So I think it's totally valid that if people are getting upset or annoyed at this announcement and they had hopes for Three Kingdoms getting the expansion into the north of the map, like they said, I think that's totally valid. So I don't agree with that. And I hate these types of posts. No offense to Grace. I think she's good at her job. But like, it is that kind of thing where she's like holding... Because there's people that like ultimately... like love her presence there and just love the presence of the developers there, and then she kind of holds that to ransom by saying like, oh, you know, I come in here and I read this stuff, you know, we think about these things and then we might not be so talkative in future. That's what it says, and she said that before. It's like, well, it's not the majority. She says the majority of you are not like this, but we're still gonna like stamp on any dissent out there, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Look, no one's holding a gun to their head to say these things, right? You could just say we have plans for future development. But if you want to say that you've got an expansion pack that's going to focus on doing something, and then internally you scrap that because of whatever reason, maybe you feel like it's not going to get your money back, then don't expect everyone to thank you for announcing like that you're going to get another game for it. You know, have to pay like another, you know, whatever. We're stopping development. What do you think it's a good story? I can see that they tried to get ahead of it with their little video and stuff, but it's not a good story. Nobody who's a historical fan really wants it. Three Kingdoms fans want their game to get better, and Warhammer fans want them to shut the fuck up and just make Warhammer 3 already. So, whatever. Sick of it, man. Sick of it. So I don't read that shit, man. It just brings you down. Just play the games that I enjoy and review them. I like Three Kingdoms. I wouldn't say I'm glad I didn't buy it. I know that's you. And you might be glad, but I recommend Three Kingdoms. I recommend the base game. That's all I've really played. And with the free updates, the game got much more interesting. A lot more varied content in there. Definitely worth it on a sale. It's a good Total War game. You know? Good Total War game. I kind of see that game as a saga game. It's all weird, and recruitment is weird, and all of that, but it's just not that replayable. So, yeah, is it going to sell as well? Probably not. But if it's a saga type game, if it's a little bit cheaper than Three Kingdoms was initially, and then it's got some cool features, you know, some exciting marketing behind it, I could totally see it capturing a large part of the audience they originally had. I would actually think that they'll get, I don't know, I have no idea, but I would imagine that they'll actually capture a lot of the Chinese players that initially bought the game, but they probably won't catch as much as the European or American players that wanted to try it out. I imagine that's the way it would go. I don't know though. I imagine a lot of people who were kind of on the fence about that era and that style of game, you like me, for instance, have their fix of it now. The only way you could get me to get buy another like Chinese Three Kingdoms era game is if it was all gritty and realistic. That's the only way I would do it. I'm not interested in the way they've done it, generally speaking, to buy another one. So that's how I feel about it anyway. What are other people saying about it? Because to me, I was just like, oh yeah, like I guess it makes sense. They're making a little mini team to make another Three Kingdoms game. It's a surprise, for sure. I'm not very interested in another one, but I can understand why they're doing it. Practically, Jack listed as a games director that doesn't have a game. So he's making a new game. It's probably going to be a saga. If it's not going to be called a saga, it'll be one in scope, using the same characters, the same time period, same setting. Bunch of reused assets, no doubt. It's not even to throw shade at it. I understand what they're doing, but that's it. That's the video. 1 minute. Done. I don't have any comment on it other than that. I mean, as a gamer, personally, not interested, you know? I wish they used that development, put it into the next historical. That's about it. That's all I have to say on it, really. I don't know what more you can say on it. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you want to support this series directly, you can click the join button to become a channel member. Doing so will get your name in the credits, as well as loyalty badges and emotes to use in the comments. If you don't see the join button, it means the video has been copyright claimed, but you can still join from the channel page on desktop. You can also link your account to our Discord to get a special role on there that will give you access to the Senate House and a few other perks.